care for music, do you? I was playing this song with my beginner guitar class at City Lit last night, and I just thought what an excellent subject for a video it would be. It's an epic song with these fabulous lyrics and this grand scale, but actually there's just 5 simple chords. We're in the key of C, and the chords are C, and there's an A minor, there's a G, there's an F, and right at the end of the verse there's a single E7. If you're not particularly comfortable playing bar chords, that F as an E-type bar chord on the 1st fret, if you want an alternative, try this. Start maybe with a C chord, and then just move the 2nd finger from the 4th string up to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and you can tuck the little finger in there behind the 3rd finger there on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, and that gives you a 4-string F. Actually, it's the same 4 notes, just the middle 4 strings, as this big shape here. That's it. When it comes to picking, we're going to do some finger picking in a moment. I'm probably not going to touch the top string at all in this song. So, if you were playing a bar, don't worry too much about making that top string sound clearly. Really, that's aimed just at that bottom string on the 1st fret there. Otherwise, if you were playing this kind of 4-string, middle 4-string shape, you could wrap the thumb around to catch that. You'll see a lot of country players doing that, but then I think you might as well play the bar. Anyway, that's it. C, the A minor, G, that F, and the E7, as I mentioned. Now the rhythm is 2 beats in the bar, but each beat is split into 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a... So the time signature would be 6/8. And if you were going to strum that, you could try this. Now all I'm doing here is strumming down on each mini beat. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a... But if I just loosen up the wrist a little bit, I'm going to catch some of those up strums. I want to emphasize the beats. 2, 1, 2. That kind of a thing. We could do that throughout, but if you wanted to pick, try this. As I say, I'm not going to be picking the top string. I just want a mellower feel for this song. My picking fingers are going to stay on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings. My 1st finger's on the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 3rd string, and then my 3rd finger's up on the 2nd string, and then my thumb's going to be wherever the bass note is. So for C, that's the 5th string. For A minor, that's the 5th string. But for F, and for G and the E7 chord, that thumb is going to be on the 6th string. So it looks like this for C. I'm going to pick the bass note, that's the 5th string with the thumb. Then I'm coming up to the 4th string, 3rd string. That's the 1st half, 1 and then to come back down, I'm going to pick the 2nd string. That's with my 3rd finger. The 2nd finger's picking the 3rd string, and I'm going to finish up with my 1st finger picking that 4th string again. So. So we're naturally accenting the bass note and the 2nd string. Bom, 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 bom. And that might work really nicely for the verse. Then you might change things up by then strumming in the chorus. So it's up to you. You can vary that a little bit, but that's all there is. Now, there are lots of great versions of this song, of course, not least of all the Jeff Buckley one, but in the original Leonard Cohen version, the intro is just 2 bars, a single bar of C and G. And then we're into the verse. The verse is 16 bars. It divides very nicely into 4 4-bar blocks to match the 4 lines of lyrics. And there are 4 of these verses, and they're all exactly the same. So let's just go through them line by line. Mostly we've got a single chord for each bar, and the first line is C to A minor, and again C to A minor. I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. Now we get F, G, C and back to G. But you don't really care for music, do ya? And the third line, the second bar, we get 1 beat each of F and G. Goes like this, the 4th, the 5th, And because it's only a beat, I'm not going to pick that because I haven't really got time. And what I might do is just goes like this, the fourth, the fifth. Just take a break from picking there and just articulate all the strings that I'm going to pick there in one go, kind of fanning them out. And if you find it a handful getting from F to G this way, what you could do is play F and then just slide it up for the G. Goes like this, the fourth, the fifth. Either way, we've got a bar of A minor, the minor fall and the major lift, and we're on to a bar of F. So the whole of that line goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift. It's getting a bit high for me. I might switch down the octave later on. And then we get baffled king composing hallelujah. So that's a bar of G. On the A minor, and after the G, E7, then we get 2 bars of A minor, and we just kind of stop on the original. We actually just take the foot off the gas completely for the end of the second bar of A minor before we get into the chorus. Baffled king composes hallelujah, hallelujah, and we're into the chorus. And every verse is followed by an identical chorus. The chorus is 10 bars long. Hallelujah. 2 bars of F to A minor. Hallelujah. And again 2 bars of F. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. C for a bar into G and a C, and then finally a G to get us back into the next verse. I'm going to start strumming here just to give it a bit of variation. Of course, you could keep the picking going in the playthrough. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll see. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. And then we're into the second verse. So as I say, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. The final chorus leads to the outro. It's exactly the same, but then the outro is tacked on the end. So let me just give you the whole of the final chorus. Begins on an E. Hallelujah. 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 So now we've just got the 8 bars, the first 8 bars, and we go straight into the outro. The outro is an 8-bar phrase that actually repeats to fade. I'm going to play it a couple of times through and then just end on a big old chord of C, but it's like this. F for 2, A minor for 2, F for 2, and then C to G. So in fact, it's just a repetition of that slightly shortened chorus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 and it just goes round again. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And I'm going to bring it to a close, as I say, with a big fat C. Otherwise, if you're following the original, you're just going to repeat that to fade. And that's everything there is. Okay, well, it's simpler than you might have thought it was. I'm going to have a playthrough of the whole thing. If you'd find it useful, maybe consider buying the sheet music. Helps me out, and you'll have professionally engraved paper in front of you, everything clearly laid out. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully see you on the next one. In the meantime, I'm going to go for a playthrough of the whole thing, and then I'll put my little backing track at the end so you can play it your way. 1, 2. Now I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the 4th, the 5th, the minor fall and the major left. The baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throat and she cut your hair, and from your lips you drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You say I took the name in vain. I don't even know the name, but if I did, well really, what's it to you? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter which you heard, the holy or the broken. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I've told the truth, I didn't come